Peace in, folks. How you doing? Use the force. Positive mental attitude. We're gonna have to fucking try, aren't we? I've just noticed I got a bit of dirt on my hat. How terrible of me. I should have cleaned it off before I got on camera, shouldn't I? So what did I want to talk about today? Well, there's a few things. Let's start with asylum seekers. So I saw this news headline article, and it said asylum seekers risk terrible treatment in asylum camps. Now, maybe so. So I think this. I'll just say it how I see it and how I think it, right? It's already heinous that they're called asylum seekers. Like, the fact that these human beings that are trying to escape bad places are being called asylum seekers is pretty fucked up to me. I don't believe in flags. I don't believe in nation states. I don't believe in land being owned by people. No, I don't think we should all live in caves. Yes, I find technology very fucking useful. I love using my technology to make music. I'm not like a let's go live in the Stone Ages guy. You know, I'm not let's hold on to tradition no matter whether it's harmful or not type of person. I'm about progression. I'm honestly looking for a better way to live. I'm not one of these fucking scam artists that's out here. Brian Rose, scam artist. Yeah, I just came across a load of people that were connected to like a law movement. I think they're scamming people. I'm seeing people that are acting a certain way, talking a certain way, yet clearly they're lying because of how they're talking. If someone was... I'm really disappointed in the amount of scam artists that are out there that are either copying people's work. Let's just move that down a little bit. I don't like there being so much ceiling up here. It bugs me. That are stealing other people's work, that are using good work in the name of self-gratification and self growth, not in a good sense of self-growth, right? Like I'm talking about someone just trying to do for themselves to, for selfish means, right? I'm speaking out, not because I want to create a YouTube channel, right? I now have more subscribers than I should have because I want to be able to use a live feature. I'm honest. I'm not trying to scam anyone. I'm not trying to rip anyone off. I'm trying to promote us all coming together and actually creating something of worth, not just chatting some shit about something that's either never going to happen or that is too far-fetched. We live on Earth. We live in the matter realm. We'll pass over to the energy realms. We're here, right now. If any spiritual teachers want to take anything from their spiritual teachings, they should realise we are right here, right now. What we do here in these bodies on this earth, it matters. It's not about ignoring things and just doing what works, right? And just trying to be not like nice and happy. We got a whole load of people that weren't playing that game. We got a whole load of people running our societies that are not playing the community kind-spirited game. They're playing the divide and conquer game. They're playing domination and suppression. They're not playing all for one and one for all. They probably hated the Musketeers. You know? And I'll refer to they. It's still us. Right? Anyone who's a part of the problem, I still think's a human and should still be able to be a part of the solution. It's not about, like, the royals and that. I don't know, mate. Your family's too heinous. You just got to take what you've got and go away. Anyone who's in high positions of parliament, they just need to be stepping down and doing the right thing. None of them can have a job. That's no one working in the current service sector, the public servants, right? They can't have a job because they've already proven to be too dishonest and morally out of balance. Some people, I remember I used to talk about morals in a way with some people, and some people get a bit like, ooh, like it's, like we can't be too moral because let's face it, you know, we're not, or something, or like, you know, you could say we're all born sinners anyway, or like they've got this feeling within them that I believe has come through the way we've been taught in this heinous system, is that we're not actually that moral. When we are, everyone wants right done by them and they want to do right by other people, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there not playing that game, right? There's a lot of people who were raised in this system that took the teachings of survival of the sickest, of dominate or be dominated, of greed over kindness. These teachings are taught, unfortunately. They're subtle psychological teachings that when you study the system and you study academia, unfortunately, they're going to be psychological side effects. It doesn't take a qualified psychologist to figure this shit out. Otherwise, me and many other people that are not bonkers wouldn't have been able to fucking see it. Right? Why am I seeing something that some people aren't? And why do some people see stuff that I can't? Because that's the beauty of the humankind, right? Is our perspective, is our ability to see things from a different angle, from a different view. And that's why unity and coming together and open communication is so fundamentally needed right now. Right? Because actually the more we talk, the more we see the different perspectives, the more we share, the more we show how much we care and how much we don't. And it gives other people a better handle on themselves and what they're doing, right? So I just think asylum seekers should not even be called asylum seekers. So of course they're going to face some inhumane conditions because they're being treated inhumanely. You know, people want to talk about human nature, and you look at natives. Because if you really want to talk about human nature, you can't be looking in our society because it ain't human nature. Our society is born out of domination. Just look way back into history objectively, and you realise that it was fear-driven that created these communities and people that were preying on the fear of others to get them to come together in this supposed better state where things were going to be kinder and fairer, and it's not, and it was a lie. So, you know, of course, if you start labelling people, you're going to start having preconceived ideas about people. So this is where they have power, is when they create the preconceived ideas that you're going to have and labels get laid, people don't act so humanely. It gives an excuse for more selfishness, which isn't to say that, you know, someone who might be in that category is like selfish, but it just means that unknowingly your subconscious mind has gone in that direction, and that is mind manipulation that happens through school and perpetuated through society. And all we have to do is recognise these things. That's all we've got to do. We've just got to recognise that where we live is unhealthy, where it has come from was heinous, and we're going to need to do things a little bit different moving forward so that it doesn't repeat again and again and again, right? So we all need to find our guy with a fork. We all need to join with our shed bread, right? Let's see, just quickly. We've all got to join up with our shed bread. We've all got to find our own inner guy with a fork. We've all got to ask questions. And I don't like saying, we've got to do this or we've got to do that. But I believe that through, you know, my perspective and many other people's, that actually if we dare to find our own faults, knowing that we're going to build on them, if we dare to ask questions of the system we're in to find its faults, knowing we're going to deal with it, then we can move forward healthily. I'm not a conspiracy nut. I'm not a crazy man. Maybe a little bit. But I'm a good person with good intention, like most people I know. I'm just choosing to fight a harder fight because to me it seems like the only one worth fighting. You know, when I decided pick my battles, right, because when I got introduced into like chemtrailing, right, which I don't even like that term because that's the conspiracy theory name, right, and I'm not into conspiracy theories. I'm into truth and honesty, and truth is very fucking subjective to perspective, right? So truth is a tricky thing to find. So you have to objectively look at a lot of information and hope that a bigger picture will appear, right? But just lost my flow there. That was a good one, wasn't it? Whatever. Unity, awareness, getting informed, awareness, internal awareness, awareness of the mind. The quicker we can get aware of our minds, knowing we have full control over it, right? The mind is a beautiful servant, but a cruel master. Right? Once you realise that your mind controls your body, right, and your consciousness controls your mind, and you are either your consciousness or something controlling your consciousness, right? So the mind does as it's told, the body does as it's told. We've all got feelings that we need to tap into, right? And then we're going to be in a better position. This is not like, this is an ideal time to start change. I just don't think we're ready for true change until we actually do some really fucking hard work on ourselves and dare to admit that we've been manipulated, dare to admit that the school system could have done a number on us, dare to admit that the gangsters of the past are the rulers of today. That's all we got to do. We've just got to be honest with ourselves, be objective with the information we take. I don't just believe everything I see. I trust everything instinctively and question it. Because, you know, you've got to question everything. You can't just believe, like, chemtrails are real, right? You've got to look into what could be coming out of planes, what could be happening, what's the mainstream narrative, what's the conspiracy narrative. Now let me find some middle grounds and see what I can see from there, right? So what I derived from all the chemtrailing stuff, all the plane lines in the sky that cannot be contrails. By mainstream definition, they can't be contrails, what's being left up in the sky. So something's going on up there. Are they trying to block out the sun? To stop global warming? Are they putting stuff up there that's going to affect the human condition? Who knows? Both of them two things are possible, and many other things. So I don't have a final word on that. But when I was left feeling rather angry, rather rejected, rather alone, I was sitting on my Todd thinking, well, all types of crazy things. Some weak shit, like I'm fucking done with this place, I want to kill myself and be out of here, which, you know, thankfully I passed that over pretty quickly. To, you know, just the other end of the extreme, whereby I was like, well, what the fuck can I do? What can I focus on to try and get people to realise that there is a reason to focus. I've got to go. Time's up. Use the force. Positive mental attitude. Be calm in your thoughts. Keep loving your hearts. And let's get it. Awareness.